drop in there. Everyone enjoys the banter and drama he causes. Exactly, Barbara. Have never been seen no trace. Right, well.
Folks, this is my first time out in about 3 weeks. Out properly, but, I'm not well enough yet to do investigations or anything like that, but I was just doing some little bits in private work and stuff like that. And, behind the scenes I have a few bits and pieces, like, at home, allegedly haunted objects and stuff. And I just acquired this. And, I don't think this is this isn't an original. It's one of these prints and that, but I think there was the haunters or the crying boy. But I think there was a range of these paintings. There was also crying girls and that. One particular painting, a British newspaper company had released a campaign to gather up these crying boy paintings to burn them, because it was alleged that this particular crying boy painting was burning people's houses down. Now, I'm not really sold on the story of the actual painting itself being cursed or haunted or anything like that, but there was an interesting backstory to that. And I was a kid when this story broke and that, and I was wondering why my mother had broken up this painting, and I seen it in the backyard. She had broken it up into tiny little pieces and that. And as far as I remember, she burnt that, and I could never fully understand why she burnt the painting. But I kind of find it hard to understand why people have an attraction to these kind of sorrowful paintings and that. So a lot of these things that I acquired, there's history of. There's paranormal history of some kind, but a lot of them, turned out to be actual fakes and that. So, let me know in the comments what you think of the crying boy, the story, and that story that broke so many years ago. I think it was in the early 80s and that. Was it a publicity stunt for that newspaper company? Or do you think that the paintings had something to do with those fires in those houses? I'm a very skeptical person. I'm an open-minded skeptic, and that. But there's a couple of pieces of information there that are not fully explained, which means I'm not really fully sold on the idea. But that is a painting there to add to the collection of weird stuff I have in my house. I bought this as well. This is it's not a great metal. It's actually the frame of it itself is made from a kind of zinc, and there was two figures on each side of this. But, it is a cheap metal frame. It looks pretty nice and decorative and old-fashioned and that. But it is a kind of a moulded zinc. But it is an actually winded clock. So there is a little bit of history to it. I picked this clock up, and I thought, just by feeling it, there was something interesting about it, and I decided I would buy that and that. But, I like looking around old things, and even, our charity shops in where I live now, it doesn't seem to have as many old things as they used to. It's ticking away nicely too. Really, really interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna have something to eat. I will try and get back into the lives. I will try and get back into the investigations. I'm trying to focus more on bigger investigations if I can. We have two coming up. We have Cumber House again, and we have the second investigation of Sharon Rectory. There have been a number of groups in that investigating there since, getting very interesting stuff. And the family have reported a number of different things that went on there. So I'm kind of excited and scared at the same time about that one, because I'm normally not scared of a location. I'm kind of scared of this one because of the amount of evidence we got the last time. I thought it was very, very strange that we got so much. But just to let you know that I didn't go away, and everything is okay. It's just I've been sick and that, and this car has to go to get a few bits and pieces of work done to it. It will not be a scrapper, and the gearbox isn't gone, and I'm not begging for a new car or anything. I'm happy enough with this one. But yeah, I decided to push myself to get out because I've been caught up in the house, and the longer I stayed in the house, the sicker I got. So yeah, I'm going to go and have something to eat. Maybe we'll get some small investigations, going when Rachel gets back and that, So, watch out for those. And, we will be doing some lives at home and that, There's so many people in the last couple of weeks have joined my channel and that, and they've been on other channels. I don't want to go into it too deeply or anything like that, but these people are coming over and they're saying we want to look at things that are the truth. And there's been questions asked. I've had questions on Facebook. I've had questions and comments about what's the right way to do things, what's the right way, what sort of equipment should I use, what sort of EVP recorders, what sort of spirit box. I might do a live on that. I've tried to answer as many questions as I possibly can. I'm not an expert. Nobody is in this field. There's good and bad in all the methods that we use and all the equipment we use and that. But I try to be open as transparent as I possibly can. And if people have questions, don't be afraid to ask. I will put my opinions on it. I will answer questions that I've done research on. If I don't know something and I haven't done research or anything like that, if I haven't done research on a particular topic, or I'll just tell you I don't know. But a lot of the time when I answer these questions, it's a theory. But there's people asking me about apps, there's people asking me about spirit boxes and that, and what, I try to answer as best I can, but I'll try and get into a live, and people can ask some questions and stuff like that. But suddenly the last couple of weeks we got a lot of these channels, including my own, have this influx of people, and they say, we need a place to go, we need a community, and we need to understand the paranormal. We've been watching certain channels, and there's begging for money, and there's been dodgy evidence, not trying to debunk possible evidence, and basically, these paranormal investigators who put up creepy dolls up to the camera, guys, isn't it freaky, and all the rest of it. And right at the beginning is trying to put fear into the audience and that. And people like fear, and people like drama for some reason. I just don't. I'm trying to stay away from it, But you know, when you see some of these channels that are putting in this scary music, scary intros, they're already trying to put fear into the viewer in the first place. So they're using that fear to influence you. You gotta see that, with us, we don't do an awful lot of editing. We like to put things up raw, and we're not going to give you the scary music and the skulls and the scary graveyards or stuff like that. We just tell you what it is. We go in and we investigate. Most of the time, it's not scary. That last investigation I done, my words did come back to haunt me, because there's some of the evidence there that really, really puzzled us all. And it's come up with all our equipment, or EVP recorders, or cameras and stuff like that. But feel free to ask questions. Just genuine questions. People are willing to learn. They want to understand, and sometimes when they've been on another channel and the followers of that other channel for so long, and they got so many subscribers, and that those people that run those channels, they don't get to answer all your questions and that. Sometimes they choose not to answer questions. That's another thing. But small channels like mine, it's much easier for us to answer questions and that, and try and engage with everybody. And the other thing is too with YouTube is you have these subscribers that comes onto your chats, and we love your videos, we love your lives, and good to see you, and hope you're well, and these genuine people. So why put out videos and lie to those people when they're being good to you? That's the thing. I go out. I take measurements of the environment. I try to debunk stuff, and if I can't debunk it, the evidence is always questionable. I try not to use the word paranormal.
Please don't be nervous. Everyone enjoys the banter and drama he causes. Exactly, Barbara. I've now been tamed out twice. Right, well, just don't talk about the past. Talk about what we're talking about now, okay? Rama needs permanently blocked me out, so I never agreed for him to come back. Maybe so.